Dante's Divine Comedy is a complex work of art. It takes the reader through the nine circles of hell, the seven terraces of Purgatorio, and the nine spheres of Paradise. Each of the parts of the journey are full of dead souls, who suffer trying to rid themselves of their sins or simply survive in the afterlife.
At the beginning of the second part of the Divine Comedy, Dante and Virgil find themselves at the dawn of a new day. They stand at the shore and see a boat arrives. On the boat, there are souls brought by an angel who will climb Mount Purgatory, along with Dante to rid themselves of sins and proceed to heaven. Dante cannot waste any time, but he is forced to spend the night outside of Purgatory, with other souls who, unlike him, cannot travel at night. Dante falls asleep, and when he wakes up, Virgil tells him that Saint Lucia helped him and carried him straight to the gates of Purgatory.
In Purgatory, they have 7 terraces to journey through. Before they enter, an angel puts 7 peas on Dante's forehead. They correspond to the 7 deadly sins. The angel says that every time a terrace of a sin is surpassed, a pea will be removed.
The first terrace is of pride. There, Dante and Virgil see penitents carry heavy weights up the mountain of humility to cure them of their pride.
The second terrace is dedicated to envying. The envious penitents there are treated by having their eyelids soon shut with iron wire. Voices shout examples of punished envy to intensify the effect.
The third terrace has to do with the rat. The penitents here are treated with black smoke that gets into their eyes and makes them blind.
The fourth terrace is of the slothful. They are punished by running without stopping or any rest.
On the 5th terrace, they punish greedy and avaricious souls. The punished are tied by their feet and arms, face down on the ground, in order to rid themselves of these sins. They must shout example of poverty and generosity.
The 6th terrace is dedicated to gluttony. Here, penitents clean their souls by experiencing extreme hunger and thirst.
The 7th and final terrace is of lust, where the penitents walk in flames and shout out examples of chastity.
At sunset, Dante and Virgil reach the exit of the last terrace, and Dante's last pea is removed by the angel. In order to proceed, he must go through a wall of flames that separates Purgatorio and Paradiso. He is very scared and hesitates to cross the flames. Virgil motivates him and positively said that Dante will see Beatrice once he goes through the obstacle. Dante continued to go through the flames and falls asleep. Dante wakes up the following morning, ready to start his journey through Paradiso. As they approach the banks of the river Lethe, Virgil suddenly disappears, and instead, Beatrice appears in front of him. Dante is devastated and grieves for losing his friend.
Dante confesses to Beatrice all of his sins. She judges him for them and expresses her disappointment in this quote. What wretches did you meet? What change or robe did you find varying you from the passing on, that you should have dissipated all of your hope?
A woman named Matilda washed them off in the river when Dante falls asleep. When he wakes up, Beatrice tells him that he cannot proceed under one condition. He has to write about everything he sees in Paradiso when he returns to Earth. Then Matilda submerges Dante in the river Juno, which makes him ready to ascend to heaven alongside Beatrice. The 9 spheres of Paradiso. The first sphere is of the moon.
Beatrice explains to Dante the structure of the universe. She says that the moon is the home for souls that broke their vows. Their words lacked in the courage and cannot be trusted.
The second sphere is of the Mercury.
Dante and Beatrice meet Justinian, who explained the history ancient Rome. this pair of situations too close to the sun. It represents those who did good deeds for fame and glory.
The third sphere is of the Venus.
There, Dante encounters Charles Martel of Anjou. He talks to Dante about the importance of societal diversity and improving its function by the inclusion of people with different backgrounds.
The fourth sphere is the sphere of the sun.
Saint Thomas, along with another 11 souls, explained to Dante the importance of not judging hastily and being aware of prudence.
The fifth heavenly sphere is Mars.
It has to do with warriors who died for their faith and God. There, Dante meets Cacciaguida, who tells him about the noble past of Florentines, and Dante's mission in delivering all the knowledge he has gained on his journey to Florence and its citizens.
The sixth sphere is of the Jupiter.
It is a place of king who display justice. A giant eagle speaks to Dante of divine justice and the ruler of the past, such as Constantine and Trajan.
The seventh level of heaven is the sphere of the Saturn.
This place is dedicated to those who live by temperance and pray vigorously all their lives. Here, Dante witnessed people climbing up and down a golden ladder. He also meets Saint Peter Damian, who lectures him on corruption of clergy and predestination. They discuss the moral decline of the Institute of Church.
The eighth level is called the fixed stars.
Here, Dante and Beatrice find the Virgin Mary and other biblical characters, such as Adam, John, Peter, and James. They explain to Dante the complexities of heaven and Eden.
The ninth sphere is known as the premium mobile.
It is controlled by God, specifically, and therefore affects all the lower spheres accordingly. It is the place where angels live. Beatrice explains to Dante the story of the creation of the universe and angels' lives. They slowly ascend to Empyrean, the highest place in heaven. Once they get there, Dante becomes covered in light, and it allows him to see God and the Holy Trinity.
After his journey has ended, Dante realizes that God's love is eternal. He now fully understands the mystery of incarnation. The answer is blessed upon Dante by God's hand, and now he fully grasps the complete picture of the world.